Hello, hello, friends. Hello, Charlie. Hello
Hi.
to Czech Republic.
Hello, Charlie. Hello, Peter.
Hello to Malta, to Armin.
Hello to Austria.
Nice to
Nice
have
see
you again.
guys. Thank you very much, Charlie, for taking time to be a second time in our show.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Really
it's only,
appreciate it.
but you see, then I directly have to say that Peter and me, we have the 19:6 format, which is at least commonly used, in cinematography, at least minimum, and not 3:4 like you do, Charlie.
It's fine. So I'm okay with that. I'll survive that.
Okay. So you're old school,
but just because it's you.
Thank you. So, who wants to start, Peter?
Oh yes, yes.
I think we have to say something about the comments of the last video.
Yeah. I don't want to go too far or so, but we always have these discussions about hunting and not hunting, and only hunting for food, but not for trophies, and not for fun. Just it's a very serious thing, and so on. I want to say to our commentators or viewers, a male being, especially a man, is a hunter by nature, a predator, since there are men on the earth, since there are humans on the earth. And that's the truth. And okay, we don't need to hunt today. In very dense areas like Europe, we have to manage the game because there would be too much game. We shoot some. It's very strictly done by law and by a system and so on. And everywhere where real hunters are around, there is the wildlife protected, because the hunter puts in a lot of cash, and it doesn't matter if he's a trophy hunter, because not 1 ounce of the meat of the trophy animal will be wasted. These animals get eaten. I was black bear hunting in the United States. They eat the black bears. They make sausage of a black bear and so on. So not 1 grain of meat is wasted because that guy likes to shoot a big black bear. And if it's an old big black bear, they're making sausage. Don't eat the meat like a steak.
The younger one, they eat the normal meat because it's
yeah. The same is true with an elephant. The same is true with any game. And I personally don't know any hunter who kills for fun. Maybe there are some around, like serial killers are with humans, but very few.
These ones always put the shadow on the whole. Genre.
And back then, during the 1900s and late 1800s, 1900s and early 2000s, of course, there were done a lot of horrible things. They shot whole herds of animals in Africa because, these prairies, these savannas, they were open and there were animals from one end to the other. It doesn't matter if they shoot whole herd of. Okay, maybe that was hunting for fun. I don't know. But since, I would say, the 1920s, 30s, they started to protect the animals. In every civilized state of the world, there's good hunting management. There's plenty of animals. They protect the animals. And the humans are the only species protecting another species, protecting the environment. So we are part of the nature, and we also keep the nature.
Because we are the problem of the nature too.
No, we are not. We are the nature.
Yes.
But what I want,
way more problems than any animals ever does and ever will do.
What do you know about the problems of a chimpanzee herd?
No, they told me last time,
I don't know.
Where do I get my next banana from? That they don't build houses.
No, I like to add one more thing. I could talk a long time about this subject. And because one mentioned it, I read all that books of Jim Corbett, of Alexander Bell, of J.A. Hunter, and all the famous big game hunters and so on. So I know everything about it, believe me. And of course, Jim Corbett was just in duty for hunting man-eating tigers and leopards in India. So that's a different thing. He hunted man-eaters, okay. So everything is possible. What I want to add is, think about that. If you're hunting a trophy animal, a nice big deer with nice horns and so on, antlers, or a sheep with nice horns, you hunt it with your hunting body, you're preparing the liver, drink a glass of red wine, you give the last bite, as we talked before, to that animal and so on. And in 1 week or in 2 weeks, I don't know, here are the horns or the antlers of this animal in your living room, in your hunting room. And so all the other animals in the woods, they die or they, I don't know, they don't have the honor to be on my wall. And kind of live on, because there's a story inside these antlers. I will always remember when I look at this antler, say, oh, it was with Jim and we did this and that. And, oh, that,
and didn't die a natural course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And it was a difficult shot, but we got it and so on. So you give honor to your prey and to the animals you kill. So I don't know.
The Aborigines see it a little different when they go on their walkabouts through through Australia. They don't take anything with them, and then they say when an animal crosses our paths, then it's kind of like a gift from God, and we really have to take it down and we have to eat it. And this is how they give honor to nature, and because they're all one, they have a little different kind of thinking.
And the thing is, there are a lot of good people thinking bad about hunting and killing and violence and I don't know what else, but they all don't know, but they are members of the human bad cult, because that's the core, that's the source, the root of every religion, of any manipulation around the world. You say to your people, you are bad, you are born bad,
born a sinner,
you are a sinner. And you have to pay to bring me your virgins and two jars of wine and some.
I like this part where the virgins.
And if you don't do it, no rain will come, or there will a big explosion in the sky and so on. And if the explosion don't come, they say, okay, so one of you was not so bad, so maybe the gods are now okay, but you are the sinner. And they don't understand. You are with the mankind is destroying the earth, and they blow the earth up, and there are too many people because people are bad. People are the cancer of the world. That's what they say. Think about it. We are part of the nature. We are on the highest level of nature. And we found out we have to protect nature. We can't do any more diesels, and I don't know
how arrogant that we think that we need to protect them.
And we don't should kill any elephants. We have to protect them, and we like to
but where do you draw the line? An elephant needs to be protected, but whatever, a white-tailed buck doesn't have to be protected. So where is the line?
It depends on the number of the existing number of them, of course. If you know, for example, that black bears in the United States are like roe deer in our countries. There's plenty and plenty and plenty like that. And if you see, okay, there are not too many, and most of the people don't know, there have to be shot elephants every year because the herds are growing since they protected everywhere. They have too many elephants. That's true.
It's always when human starts to interfere with nature, they create problems, and then they need to solve their own created problems again.
I mean, the humans are nature. So you should say, if the nature interacts with the nature. This is causing problem because the humans are part of the nature.
Yeah, but the humans are the only ones with an ego.
You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Your 5 cents to it, and then we switch the topic.
Okay.
Charlie.
No. Yes, Charlie. What's your opinion about that?
I don't know. It's very complicated. I can say one or another or more of this or more of that because whatever you say, there's always a good argument from the opposite side, which is like, okay, we should consider this. And like, okay, we should consider this. Yeah, we need to kill some animals because there are too many, of course. But like, we have people that are walking on the forest. It's their job to, clean the nature and make it in a balance. It's fine. They know what to do. But at the same time, it's alive. Why should we kill anybody when we don't need it? And then you have a chicken on your plate, and it's like, this chicken didn't even live in the nature. It was in some cage or something. So yeah, I don't know. It's so complicated. It's so hard to find it out. Like what's fine for me.
As Charlie, as long as you're not a vegetarian or a vegan, you have to completely shut up, of course, about hunting. Because hunting is the most kind way to harvest animals for your plate, for cooking, of course. So every slaughterhouse is horrible against hunting because this animal lived a wonderful life. Today is unlucky because
it was like, if you're a good hunter, it's like, and it's nothing. So it's fine. I understand. I understand that.
Yeah, that's true. So this is really, everybody who eats meat should really shut up.
Shut up.
That's true.
Yeah, that definitely. I was vegetarian for like, I don't know, 15 years in my life because of family and something. So I was at the both sides of eating and not eating. But I always was the type of vegetarian. I was like, if there's a problem and I need to run into hills, I will kill the animal to feed me and my family. I will not say like, I will not eat meat because I will just eat these roots or something. I will go and I will hunt the animal for feeding my friends and family.
This is exactly my opinion. I mean, I was most of the time vegetarian. I always said, as long as I don't need to, I will not. But if I have to, I will be able to kill an animal and eat it. Yeah.
But that people who criticizing that all stuff, they don't understand that they are themselves victims because these are all lifestyle problems. If you were after World War II, nobody was a vegetarian. Nobody had allergies or I don't know, because they ate everything.
But in this time they had, when you see the Sonntagsbraten, the Sunday meat, I don't know how braten. So it was common that the whole week they ate potatoes and vegetables, and then on Sunday they ate a piece of meat because they couldn't afford. Nowadays we ate 3 times a day meat. And
I agree with the Green Party and so on, that maybe meat is not expensive enough, that you can eat every day 3 big steaks and you could afford it and so on. That's true. And also flying for 30 euros or dollars from Vienna to London or to everywhere in Europe, that's not okay, in my opinion. But they painted a terrible picture about hunter, man, and that's not true.
But on the other side, only cheap quality meat is cheap. When you want good meat, it costs a price. And I always prefer to have quality instead of quantity. And I go for the good quality, because if then I want to have something good and not something from the supermarket, which I don't know.
It's like with street hookers and call girls.
Hey, of course, we have our.
Peter, that was brilliant comparison.
Yes, flesh is flesh, you know. One is still moving and living, the other one not anymore. Right?
One last thing.
Okay.
Indeed, that core, in that root of all this manipulation, what I mentioned before, every core of every shamanism and religion and everything, is always the start of that, what they call now transhumanism. the same people telling you we have to protect our 19-year-old grandpas and grandmas in the, the same people say, oh, it's okay to kill a baby. If you like to have an abortion, the state should pay the abortion. It's no problem. No problem. Just kill the baby. But we have to protect our 90-year-old. That's transhumanism. That's evil. And they don't know it. They don't realize it. They are listening since 100 years. Yes, men are evil. You are evil. You're a sinner. And that's transhumanism. But I can show you how to get a better person. I help you. If you do what I tell you, you're a better person. So that's
and you can buy this product now on Peter's phone, 774-8296.
Yeah, that's the trick. That's the trick since millions of years. That's
send money on my PayPal account. Yes, we will all help you, make you happy.
Yes,
and if you buy it now, you'll get an extra knife for free.
Exactly.
Yeah. The same trick since hundreds.
Today we started with pretty heavy topics. It's the themes we can talk about for hours and days and still be, good enough. So pretty nice start. Like decent.
Thank you.
Like George Carlin said, why is it when it's a human abortion and with a chicken it's an omelette? Okay, nobody likes this joke.
That's a bad one.
No. But it's I like George Carlin.
No. I like it. We need to bring a little more controversy because this helps people to realize things.
Yeah.
How everything is so diverse. Like you can perceive things from many angles. So you can help lots of people to understand. It's pretty nice. I like it. Thanks.
It's all about perception.
And you know what? Ideology is the bad thing. If a leftist says a clever thing, I'm the first one to say, oh, that's not bad. That's okay what you're saying. And it should be the opposite, the other way around too. If a conservative says a clever thing, the leftist should say, he's right, maybe he's right. And so to open always new windows of opinions and ideas how it could be or compare things. Yes, like Charlie says, that's a good way to
at least you can overthink your own perception you had
now,
and you get maybe some little input that makes you think. At least maybe a few people are still capable of thinking.
And you sometimes need the slap of a face,
Exactly. Sometimes you need to shake them a little, smack the head with a big pen, and then they start, oh, wait a second, I have a brain, it's now working again.
And I say one more thing. In most cases, this leftist greenish.
Don't say case, otherwise they shut down our YouTube channel. We can't talk about cases anymore.
Yeah, they are not good. They are not good in history. They don't know their stuff.
Of course not.
If you dig back in history and you find who were the first environmentalists and so on.
Then we need to talk about who wrote the history books in the Renaissance, all new. This is all it's the never-ending story.
But they don't know the other side. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
They're just getting their stuff from their religion.
But it's normal. It's normal. It's like when like Peter, when you're interested now in a new bow or in a new car, let's say in a new car, and all of a sudden you go through the streets and you always see that this is car. Because your mind is now set on it. So of course your perception narrows it down that you see more of this what's of interest for you.
Well, that's a bad example what you're saying here.
Yeah, but that's how it happens. This is how the brain works.
Yes, but if you know that your brain works this way, then you're an intelligent person.
Yes, most people don't know.
So I have to watch the other channel too to know what they are saying.
But most people are not.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So the human are the problem.
Because the socialist communist states telling the people day and night, we are making everything for you. Just, you get the baby, give it to us. 3 years of age, give it to us. Pick it up when the baby is 16. You, dear mommy, go working in a factory or somewhere. We make everything for you. Are you sick? No problem. Come to our hospital. We pay it. Everything is okay. Oh, you're afraid of criminals? Oh, we have wonderful police. They have guns. You should see them. No problem. We're making everything for you.
Yeah.
For Peter.
Horrible.
Yes.
Horrible.
Peter for
And you
president.
didn't even live in a communist country.
Pardon?
And you didn't even live in a communist country or
No.
post-communist country. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And it's so hard in Czech Republic sometimes because these people that remind that, you know, that were in these times, like my parents and their parents, they're all still alive. It's too hard to sometimes talk to them, to have a conversation because they are still like this, like you know,
Of
stuck
course.
in
The
these
mind is
times.
set. Yeah.
But
It's
on
so
the
hard, so hard sometimes. In business, it's, you know, it's big problem. Big
but
problem.
on the other hand, Charlie, as far as I know, Czech Republic, for example, has a very liberal gun law. You can have guns and so on. So because
You can have guns, but
yes,
if you use it, you're
because they had this communism for many, many years, or even in Poland. So they are more on they are not so communist like we are now, Austria and Germany. You understand? With guns and with that stuff.
Yeah, I understand. But you know, the law in our country is so problematic that
Because
if
you
use
had
the gun,
had
it's,
the real communist hammer regime there, but we have soft socialism. You know, you don't remind it. You
yeah, I
everything
understand.
is fine. Everything. Oh, I
Silence.
don't need a gun. We have police.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Understand that. Yeah, you know, the problem in Czech Republic is that we still have a communist party in politics. You know, they didn't abort it. They didn't, you know, like kill them, you know, send them off. So we still have them, and they still have, so, you know, opinions like, I don't know, and we still, after 30 years behind communism, we still have them in the politics scene, and they are pretty strong. It's like who
crazy.
You know, for them, so crazy. They're like, yeah, all the processes were okay. We killed people. It was fine. You know,
and you know what?
Instead, they you know, they did it. So it's okay. Like, oh my goodness. After this interrogation, everyone would say they did it.
And you know what, Charlie? There are a lot of young people joining these communist parties because they don't experience the real communism, because they don't remember how it was.
No.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy times.
7% is not too much. It's not so much, but it's still too much. Like zero, please, nothing.
And in our countries, every university, every school, every teacher, they are all leftist or greenish. So when they are finished their university, their studies or school, they are walking out perfect, brainwashed, and they make the cross at the wrong side of the ballot, you know, and that's like it.
Interesting.
And that creates, on the other hand, a stronger right movement.
Yeah, extremes are approaching, and like, you know, the struggle is hard. I can imagine that. I don't like it. I don't like to hear that.
Yeah.
It's like it is.
So
should we switch now back to our topic, archery or something?
To conspiracies.
Archery conspiracies.
Archery.
So I heard a rumor, and I mean I didn't even hear the rumor, but I heard that Peter was showing you a little more in detail and private one-to-one how to aim or how to shoot instinctively, and you picked this up and you followed his lessons. And can you talk a little about it? How was it working with Peter? How did you do it? You sent videos back and forth, or how was it? And what was your experience of trying his way of shooting?
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, definitely, there are things that I would not do myself because I wouldn't think of them, or it was like, why? But Peter said, so I'll do it. You know, nothing against it. I just do it. So it's pretty nice because right now my groupings and shootings are much more concentrated. I know that if I aim somewhere, I will really hit this place, like somewhere around. It's not like just, you know, randomly. So I'm doing many things right now, and I know what I do wrong, and I'm working on it. And it's like I shoot and I make some mistakes, like elbow is a little down. It's like I hear the Peter's voice, like elbow, Charlie, and I'm like, oh,
Nice.
sorry, Peter, like I'll do it again. I'll do it right. So it's pretty fun. I like it a lot, and
Great.
we are right now moved to. It will be in our third episode. We are moving to shooting to smaller objects. So this is something I'm focused on right now.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I have so much work that I don't have that much time for archery. I can't give it the focus because I need to, make money or something
Of
like
course.
that.
Yeah. First
Yeah.
things first.
So I'm slowed down, little like I don't like it, but I slow down but it works. I know that if I take bow and arrow, I will hit the paper plate from 10 meters. First shot, like okay, so it's fine. And I'm doing many things much better. And what's the very important thing? I realized many more things about archery, about shooting, about loading, about everything else, like in a more in a complex way, and more from above, like from a drone. If you see something like from bird's view, and right now I understand much more the complexity and the connections between all the movements and all the stuff. So yeah, it's getting under my skin. So thanks very much, Peter. Again,
Great.
your school is amazing.
Thank you. And also thank you for making these brilliant videos. You're doing a great job in making these clips and putting it together and so editing that stuff. It's nice, very nice done.
It's easy for him. Huh?
Yeah. And how we do it, it's easy. We make something like a plan for next episode, like what we want to do, what Peter will show me or want to teach me or something, and then we write it down in a few sentences, like okay, we will talk about this. I need to make shots from camera like this and this, and then we will put it together and it will make episodes, something like that. Then we say finally yes on the edit if we are okay with it or something, and then we just discuss the time of release, and that's it, and we are going for another one.
Great.
I have some more devilish exercises for you.
And I'm so much looking forward to try them all, but right now I need to hit all these 3 small little puns, and
that's hard.
Sure I can do it all the time. But I'm improving. I'm improving.
Simply, it needs to be in your muscle memory, and for this you need repetition, proper repetition. Always the perfect shot, always perfect shot. Then you get it in your muscle memory, and later on you don't have to think about it, even if it looks maybe now complex. But at the end, it's completely easy.
And you know, Charlie, when you're finished with these exercises, then we start from zero again, and you all have to do it left-handed.
Yes. Yes, I'm so much looking forward to do that.
When you finish this right and left-handed, all these exercises, I guess you're a perfect archer, able to hit in any situation, anything you can see. Like Byron Ferguson said, if I can see it, I can hit it.
Oh yeah, that's the words. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm so much looking for this because it helps me so much. I enjoy it a lot, and right now my trainings, when I'm talking about the part of aiming and focusing on aiming, are much more practical, and I get much more from them because my training is let's say make from several parts, several phases. Like I have separately running, separately aiming, separately jumping, and separately doing other stuff like shooting behind or something. And I'm practicing these little things like separately, just this one, and this one. And at the end of the training, I put them all together in some run or something more specific, that I combine it all so I can see how I improved, how I feel it in my body, what are my what's in the target, if it's better or not.
Makes sense.
And I can see myself on the camera, so I see the moves, if it's much more smoother, much better, or where I make mistakes, and I learn from that. So that's one thing I plan to post on my channel, to show people how I practice archery, how I think about it, and how complex it can be, and how many things you can learn within a 1 hour training, and what you can practice, and how you can move on. So yeah, looking forward to make this.
And I don't like to brag about it, but it's true. I had about 3,000 clients. So I have seen everything they do or they don't do. Armin will agree because he also has had a lot of clients. So if you're clever enough, then you're kind of distillate, you're making an essence out of it. And you know, this is step by step on this will work.
Yeah.
And so Armin and me are able in 1 hour or 90 minutes, everyone will hit a balloon at, I don't know, 8 meters, 6 meters, I don't know. Problem. But you bring them in 1 hour to that success. And so
3-inch, we have these 3-inch discs, these foam slices on the targets at 10 meters, and 95% of all of our students manage after 1 hour to at least hit it once.
Yeah.
Not constantly. Others shoot nice groups all the time, maybe a little off, which I like more. Not like one center shot and one off and one off here, but you can see it. But still, even if you have your steps, even if you know everything, every student is different and you need to approach them differently. So I saw it here with some of my instructors. They have then like a handbook. So this is how it works. And they try to apply it on everyone and it doesn't work because everyone is still a little different.
But you're right. And that's the reason you need a kind of, like in the military, a foolproof program. If one goes through this program, the biggest fool is able to hit in 10 meters that target. And so that's what we are working out, so to say.
Okay.
And you will see one more thing. If you're switching from the paper plate to the 3 beer coasters, then you only have 1 arrow for 1 target. So it's a different situation, very different situation.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Like, you know that you need to hit, you need to focus, you need to do everything so good that you will. Like, we talk about the hunting, like you have a deer on 20 meters and you want to be, you know, how we called it. It was not nice hunter. It was
ethical.
Ethical or
ethical. Yeah, that's the word.
Clean,
and you know, it's the same thing. You don't have to see this deer. You have to see the heart of the deer.
Yes.
You are only shooting at one point at the heart of the deer. And if you can visualize that, like Byron says, then you are the arrow and you are right into that, you're going right into that heart. So if you have a kind of tunnel view,
tunnel vision.
you don't see the deer, you don't just seeing the heart, and then you can't miss the heart. And if you miss the heart, you still have the lungs, and the deer is done dead.
Yeah, 1 shot, 1 kill.
Like 1 shot, 1 kill. Yeah.
Or like I say, you have 1 shot to get it right. You only have 1 arrow to get it right.
Yeah.
I love that story. Think Nathan told us about the Texas Ranger when they had riots. Have you seen it, Charlie?
Yeah, that was funny.
They had, I think in Houston, Texas or somewhere, they had a riot, you know, in the streets. The mayor called for help to the Texas Rangers. They should come and help to fix the riot. And he waited on the airport for the Texas Rangers. And down the gangway came 1 Texas Ranger. And the mayor said, what's wrong? Just 1 man? And the Texas Ranger said, 1 riot, 1 ranger.
Yeah.
You know, that's self-esteem. I need to admit that that's a very high self-esteem. Like you are sure you know what you do.
Yeah, and you can do it. That ranger was sure he could stop that riot because he's a ranger and he knows everything. And
you know, that brings me to question: if you ever talked about it, how you two met?
Oh,
Facebook.
Yeah. In fact, it's true.
We saw each other and most probably we friended each other. Then we were simply Facebook friends.
Yeah.
But we never had any serious conversation or something going on. Then it was supposed to happen with this 4D archery. They invented there, you know, with this cinema archery that they have and they wanted to do championships. And then they invited Peter and me as judges. And it was like like this X Factor show that archers show up and we are in the jury. And
Oh yeah.
whatever, that was the idea. It never took place, but there was when we got a little closer, but we still were simply Facebook friends. And then how did it happen then? I don't know.
I don't know
either.
about what we talked. Oh, I think it was about the book.
Yeah, when your book came out, maybe. Yeah.
And I asked him to buy a book of mine and making a kind of comment, a kind of how is it called, recitation, yeah. And he did, and then we talked. Oh, we could do more videos, and so.
Yeah.
So you never met in person?
No,
not yet.
No.
Not yet. Peter didn't travel to Malta to have a nice vacation.
No.
I wanted to go to Austria. I would be right now in Austria, but I can't come back to Malta. Only if I go 2 weeks in a quarantine hotel and pay 1,400 euros.
Yeah, I don't know how
I still don't have this
with traveling.
Which I be there.
Traveling.
Yeah.
Travel limitations. That's why I didn't go to Austria.
Probably will be okay thing. Yeah. You need to wait for a few years and it will be okay. So this is how you met, and you never saw you in a person.
No.
But at the same time, you feel like you know each other for like 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah, 20. I think it's simply archery or instinctive archery, or how we do archery. We don't want to call it instinctive. Sometimes we had this because I call it instinctive, then he had to comment, that it's not instinctive or intuitive. That's bullshit. Yeah. Then sometimes we had these slightly arguments already on Facebook. But I think when you are an archer in your heart, you instantly are a friend with other archers. I think kind of like, this is because you have the same passion, the same spirit.
Yeah.
So that's why we even accept you in our group, Charlie.
if you are not a narrow-minded archer.
Yes.
If you're not there, yes, definitely. Yeah. I just want to add something like this. Thank you, Peter. And my question is, I was thinking about it a lot. Right now, you two are, archers. Peter is, let's say, more of like retired archer, the experienced one. We are asking him for advices like I do, like youngster asking the boss. And Armin is not the youngest one too. So how was your dreams like when you were 20? What you really wanted to do in your life when you was like 20?
When I was 20, I was an uprising leader of an architectural office, which I took over 5 years later. But we did more. We were experts for building damages, for swimming facilities and sport facilities and stuff like this. So there I was the junior, so to say, and then I took over this company.
And then what was your dream like when you were 20? What was you dreaming about? What were you dreaming about?
Well, I didn't have dreams. I was like, I'm happy with what I did. I liked what I did. Because so it was very analytic, you always had just a building damage. You need to find out, like on a crime scene, you need to find out what happened. If you don't know, then you need to explore first, see all reasons, what could be the reason, and you exclude this one, then you exclude this one, and then you left with one reason.
Like
why did it happen? And then, it was an interesting job for me.
Great.
And even sometimes designing some houses. So that was because this was what I learned. I was draftsman. I was designing houses.
And when came archery on the scene?
Before I was 15, I started archery. Soon you will see a video with my first bow I ever shot. I get one now, yes. But then I started working, or I was already working as a draftsman, but then I got married and I didn't have time for archery anymore. And the moment I got divorced, it was some kind of 2000, so 20 years ago, I directly started with archery again.
And moved to Malta or what?
And then it was my passion. Then I did archery wherever I possibly could. I was working in a marketing company and they had the office directly at the golf course. At the number one thingy where they kick their balls away. And I had a small piece of green field and I put some targets there and I did my archery there. And then more and more people came, even especially the ladies from the golf guys said, oh, what's there? Oh, it's archery, it's interesting. How does it work? I mean, no idea, but oh, look like this, bam, bam, bam.
Then you have lots of mistresses and you can...
20 years ago, this started, 25 years ago, giving not courses, but showing people how to shoot. And then it got more and more. So it was almost a half-day job. And one day I had to decide if I want to do it full-time or not. Yeah.
And when came the Malta time? Like how guy from Germany just decided to, I will go to Malta, teach people archery. Like what?
I was more like by accident for 1 year in Lebanon. So I went from Germany to Lebanon for 1 year because I was training or was working at a school, international school, and I gave archery and Tai Chi courses, but they were mandatory. So nothing in the afternoon you can do it. It was a normal, at every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, I had grade 5, at 10 o'clock, I had grade 7 or whatever. So every class from grade 4 to grade 11, I think, had to participate. So I had archery there, and this year was very interesting for me. It was very painful for me, but it was on the other side, wow. And I simply loved the weather in Lebanon. And then I went back to my friend in Germany in Sylt, it's completely in the north. And in summertime, it's nice in Sylt, but then in August, September, it gets really ugly there. And I thought I will not survive on this island up there in the north. I want to go south. And then I was checking, shall I go to Italy, Sicily? And then I saw Malta, and I thought, oh, second language is English. Bomba. I booked a one-way flight, and since then I'm there. With, of course, with the plan opening an archery range.
It's amazing. Like, and just sorry, Peter, that I'm asking Armin right now, but you will be second. And how it works, you know, how the business is doing archery in Malta.
First of all, when you don't know anyone here, you don't get anywhere. So it's most probably in Germany and Austria already difficult, but here it's almost impossible to do anything. So by accident, I needed a rental car. So I asked a local guy. I asked the maintenance guy of this flat where I was living, if he knows someone who rents cars. I said, yes, my friend has a rental car company. And then this guy came in the evening, they saw all my bows laying around. I said, oh, what's there? I said, yes, I want to do archery, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I will make sure that you will have an archery place. And he brought me then to a whatever guy who does business consulting. And this guy brought me then to a football club. And beside the big football pitch of this football club, they had a narrow band, which is not used. And I said, yeah, here you can use it for archery. And this is how I started. Kind of, I came in November, and in April, I had my archery range. And in April, I started already making money with it. And 4 months later, I could already pay my rent. And so I didn't have to invest in my business anymore. So I could almost live from it already.
Amazing story. I'm just, you know, like when you have a dream and you feel something, just go and things will settle.
Yeah, of course, you need to trust yourself. You know, this kind of self-esteem, like a ranger, Texas Ranger. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, one archer, you know, it's enough.
One shot, one Malta. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Thanks.
There's simply, of course, I was checking before then, and I didn't find a lot about archery in Malta. There is the Archery Association. They do Olympic archery. And then there are a few of these reenactment clubs. They do, of course, medieval archery, something. But there was nothing instinctive, intuitive, whatever, traditional archery club, nothing. I didn't find anything on the internet. Then I thought it can have two reasons. Either there is no interest, or nobody had the guts to do this business. And when you see in Malta, it's very specific. Many of the, let's say, entertainment businesses are not owned by Maltese because they usually are not so willing to invest in a business when it's not safe. So when you see almost all diving schools are owned by Englishmen and German and whatever. So nobody did it. Nobody had the guts to do it, or no knowledge most probably too, because there are only a few Olympic archers here. And then that's why it was for me. And then, of course, the benefit of an island population is quite bored because there is nothing new. And when you come with something new, of course, everybody wants to see, everybody wants to try, everybody wants to be, I did it too. I had it on my bucket list. Now I did archery. So, and you need to see that the archery club, this archery association is very, you need to know someone from the club and in another one, and they need to accept you then as a new one in it. So it was quite hard to get in this club because it's quite a enclosed family there. So there was not really a chance to do archery here. So and that's why I was very well.
Amazing story.
Most probably doesn't work everywhere like this, but the circumstances here were just perfect for it.
Okay, thank you.
Great story.
Peter, and please tell us your story. What did you do in your 20s?
I always wanted to become an adventurer and womanizer like Armin is. No.
Where does the adventurer part kick in now, please?
No. Since I was a little boy, I dreamed about adventures, and I liked to go on a ship and become a captain or something like that, or a pirate or something like that. And I always wanted to learn all these abilities you should be able to ride, to swim, to shoot, to do archery, every stuff I read in these adventure books. I was my dream. I have to learn this because one day you will get in an adventure and so on. But then with 25, I fell in love with a woman, and so all the adventures were over.
Yeah, different kind of adventure started.
Yeah, different.
And
different.
I settled down, so to say. But shortly after, I started with archery because I love to shoot, also with firearms, and so I wouldn't have to go out to a shooting range. I could do it in my own garden. So I started with archery, and also in mind that old Errol Flynn movie and this archery stuff. And then I found it. There were some guys in my village that they also started with archery. And then we founded the first archery club in our state. So it was the very first archery club, and there were always kind of two parties. One was more the Olympic party, one was more the longbow and recurve hunting bow party. And we started to organize 3D shots and so on. We were very innovative because back then when we started, there were not finished 3D targets. You have to make them from cardboard, and then we got this 3D and so on. And for 20 years, I was the president of this society. And then I don't know how to say it. They didn't like to go forward. They said, okay, everything is nice, because it's like with the communists, it was the second generation of archers. So the younger didn't remember how we started and how we worked out that from all around Austria and even Germany and Hungary, the folks came to our 3D tournament. We held once a year. Then we held two, one in wintertime, especially with snow. At every target you missed, you knew the arrow is gone because there was plenty of snow. The arrows were in the
Find them in springtime again. Yeah.
And then in 2007 or so, I started writing my book Legends in Archery. And I always, since I started with archery, I love to collect that old archery books about Howard Hill and Fred Bear and Sasha Seymour and so on, all that heroes, Sexton Pope and so on. And I read them, I loved them, and it was with hunting and so what I loved. And in between, I did the hunting permit, so I was able to go hunting with a rifle. And then it was the same time I drew out from this archery club because it was more and more bureaucrats working and so on. And shortly after that, I bought the copyrights of Byron Ferguson's book, Become the Arrow, the German language copyright. And 1 year later, I met Byron Ferguson. And then I thought, oh, well, you could try to get to become a famous archer like Byron or like Howard Hill was back then. And I studied how to do it, and I watched Byron, how he does on stage and so on. But I wanted not to copy him, but to make, it was kind of fun to me to bring archery back into entertainment on stage, so to say, or in television or somewhere. and I worked on that, and I always made good pictures. I chose that outfit and so on, so I was recognizable and so on. And that started that they invited me in different shows or at fairs or archery shows and so on. Yeah, and parallel to this, I started giving archery lessons. So back then, when I still was president of that archery club, I started here in our village. We have a nice old castle and also at other castles around here. When there was an event, I let the people shoot. So it was not an archery lesson, but a kind of fun event. They shoot at balloons and so on. And so I was then very experienced in letting people shoot 3 arrows and a balloon and so on. And I started to make an introduction with a Stone Age bow and an English long bow and the Korean bow and the compound bow and the recurve bow and the long bow and so. And I worked out how to tell them from the tree to the compound bow about how it developed this archery stuff and so on. Yes, and then there were these platforms they sold online in big numbers. It was a kind of half the price, but I had a higher price, so half the price was enough for me. And they sold for some years very much, lots of these tickets. And so I had this many clients and so on. Yeah, and then I started also when I knew Byron, I hunted with a rifle before and also with bow and arrow in Hungary and in Italy. Then I hunted with Byron and I was a little in bow hunting too, not too much. I don't shot too much because I'm not a hunter who has a lot of pressure to kill something. If the situation is fine, I will do it. If it's not fine, I can go home without shooting any animal and say, oh, that was a great experience. I was there and I saw the bear and I did this and that. And so I don't need to kill one.
Yeah.
If I had the opportunity to kill one, it's no problem, but I have no pressure to do it.
Yeah.
So the adventure alone, to be there with the friends and to hunt and to talk in the evening at the campfire and telling some lies, that's nice.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. From adventure, you became an adventurer with people and bow and arrow and teaching them how to shoot. Now teaching me online. So maybe in another episode we can give some call to action. And if you want Peter to learn your archery, just call him and you can pay for this, like something like that.
Maybe yes.
You can do it. It's just people will record them with their phones, with their mobile phones, and you can give them advices, something like me, because it works.
Maybe I think Armin does some.
Yeah, I do this. I have this Patreon project, and there I have I don't know, always kind of like 15 to 20 online students. They send every week their video, 3 arrows from front, side, and the back. And then I simply tell them, but we mostly do thumb release because this is what I'm known for. But I have someone who shoots 3 fingers and thumb release. He sends me always both videos. And then I simply correct them until they can't get it wrong anymore. But it's interesting because, of course, most things are always the same with the shoulder and stuff like this. And the elbow is a common theme. But then you see some, with a crooked hand or so. It's interesting. But everybody's still a little different, so it's really the fine work, then the polishing makes all the difference, and it's interesting.
That sounds good. That sounds so great. And I have another question, and this one I think that will be very interesting for our listeners and viewers. What do you still consider being your weakness in archery? Do you have some, or are you perfect archers?
No. I'm far from a perfect archer. My weakness is that I'm sometimes too sloppy. So I don't take every shot as serious as I tell people they have to take every shot. Especially when I do my videos, this is always the split thing. You do a video and you should shoot properly. And sometimes, you simply don't perform on your highest level in the videos. This is what I don't like. This is what I think is one of my weaknesses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks. That's great. Peter, how about you? What is your archery
I would agree with Armin. For example, if you are giving a life lesson on the shooting range, you talk to the people and say, "Oh, that's how it works, and you should turn around and you shoot at one target." You know, you're talking the same time you should concentrate on the target and so on. So that's a weak spot. You should be able to switch over in a split second. And one of my older problems is I don't draw far enough. I have that elbow too much forward, not like that, but like that. So sloppy. And if you think about, then you draw a little more, and then you're shooting too high, and so. And the worst thing, I'm a kind of lazy archer because I'm long in archery. So every week, one time, I like to shoot some arrows, but I'm not obsessed anymore. So that's maybe a weak spot.
understandable after these years?
For me, the other thing is I am not far from the best archer, because since I started even doing these reviews, I shoot every week a different bow, different arrows, sometimes a different technique. And I'm a very good average archer. So you can give me whatever bow you want, whatever arrow you want, I will hit. Not most accurately, but I will hit where I want to hit. But I'm not as precise. I have a few of my students, the one has a cottonmouth recurve from America, and he shoots precisely on 30 meters, groups like this. I am right now not capable. Only if I would continue with one bow, with one set of arrows, and sticking to one technique, then I will get there very soon, but I'm not there because I mix every time a different bow, different arrows. But this is what you get when you mix your equipment all the time.
I made a video about this. That's a big question, like being perfect in one very specific thing, or being below average or above average in everything. Like
it's for me it's better being above average. That said, you can give me whatever bow you want, I will hit something with it. So it's not my bow, it's not my arrow, I can't shoot with it, I will still hit something. So that's for me more beneficial.
I have it the same as you. I like it to be much more versatile in styles, like I do reviews right now, lots of reviews. So I'm trying many different bows, different types, and you need to struggle with the things like the arrow pass is different, the length of the bow is different, it feels different, it has different handshake, and you still have to consider these things, and it does help me to focus. I know that if I will shoot only with one bow and one set of arrows, I will become lazy, as Peter said, like, I know it. But
That's
challenges of having different bows is so interesting, and it helps me so much being better.
Yes, when there we're back at the adventurer. When I have a kind of challenge, when they say, can you shoot arrows into a wooden board so someone can climb up that arrows, like the Italians ask me, then I start to shoot again. Then I have to work this out. What kind of arrow, what kind of point, what bow would I use for this, and so and you have to shoot more faster and so on. And another thing I wanted to mention is interesting to me, because I'm a kind of narcissist. I would shoot a lot more if I have viewers. If there's people around, I shoot half the day because I like to brag. Oh, look, I'm the best one. Look at me. So I would shoot all day long if someone is watching me.
Got it.
If someone is around. Yep.
I'm a much better archer when there's a camera.
Yeah. So I need the challenge, the pressure of the auditory. They're watching at every move you make, and then I'm a good archer.
I'm always same bad, so I don't mind. But on the other side, benefit, of course, having now since years, I don't know how many 100 bows I had in my hands. Of course, you get a lot of experience with different bows, and you can or able to judge different bows and their behavior. So you learn a lot about the different bows and how they work. And that's why I think people like my reviews, because there is a lot of background knowledge now already there of 100 other bows. So I can always compare everything to what I already did.
You know, Armin, what I do? You know, I need to confess, I think it's funny. Always when I have a bow for review, I first see your video. What do you think about it, how it works for you, and then I do my own review.
How
like
does it
I have
work for you?
experience with the book for 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah.
Then I watch your video and then I make my video. Like I don't want to say the same things as Armin, and sometimes you have such a great insight and things that is like, okay, this is something I really need to mention or I need to try. And it's so good. So you're helping me a lot to understand these bows. So I am, taking your advantage for my videos too. So thanks a lot.
But did you get the same feeling then when I said whatever, like you had last time on bow from Alibo? Did you feel then the same what I explained in the video, or is it really my personal opinion, or is it like this?
Quite a lot. I would say 80% of feelings are very the same. We are just different in perceiving, for example, the hand choke. I'm very sensitive on it, and you're just like, you're okay with it. And you are much more sensitive in different things that I'm not like being, too pushy on it.
I like to say something to this, to that subject, because there are kind of two points of view, two parties in a lot of things, also in acting. Some say, if you like to play Batman, watch all Batman movies you can see, and then you will know a lot more about this, and you will make your own thing of all these 12 Batmans, and your Batman will be yours, even if you watched, and you learn from these other Batmans. The other would say, don't watch the other Batmans. You get influenced. You will copy this and that, and so that's not your Batman. And it's the same thing with this review. You can't avoid to be kind of manipulated in watching his, because if he's defining something, oh, it's like that or like that, it's in your brain. So in that way, it's true. He's influencing you can't avoid to get influenced.
We talked about this at the beginning. If you know it,
but you make your own thing out of it. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, it's true. To a certain amount, of course, yeah, to a certain degree.
Yes. Of course, but for example, as a book writer, I of course read some books, not many from other people, but I did, and it influences you somehow, but not that much. You still have your own style. You still, it's you, and if you know, and Armin is not jumping and running or something, so all the stuff is mine.
Yeah,
but just little things.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm on the same. I have the same opinion, because, for example, in Michael Caine's book about acting, he said, if you see a cool thing with Jules Brunner or Sean Connery, steal it, steal that movement, because they have stolen it. And if you do it, it's a different thing. Because if I'm smoking like Sean Connery, I'm not smoking like Sean Connery. I'm smoking like Peter, who likes to smoke cool. You know what I mean? So you're making, and it's the same with books. You're reading a lot of books, adventure stories, then you're writing an adventure book. Of course, you're influenced, but you steal little parts, little ideas, and you're making your own stuff out of it. That's very interesting.
And here comes another topic we can discuss for days, and it is, you are not you. You are just the combination of thoughts and acting of the other people around you.
In the same moment, you are you. Because I also hate when people say you have to be authentic. You can't be another way.
I am authentic. I am authentic in my way, of course. I am, because it's me. I'm unique.
Yes, because even if you behave like a different person, it's you doing that.
Yeah.
That's very close to Michael Caine's stuff on acting. You can copy it, but it's still you. You are authentic in any moment, because if you weren't authentic, you couldn't do this, or the opposite around.
It's the same like in Chinese martial arts. You know, you learn first a style. Like me, I learned the Yang style Tai Chi. And of course, first you try to copy the master as good as possible. But later on, even he will tell you, this is now not exactly what I did, but it's now your style. So you make it your own. So even if you copy something to a really extreme extent, at the end, you make it your own, because it's you. It will always be different than anyone else.
you're translating it. You're translating it into your character, into your, like, as I always say, I learned a lot from the stage magicians. Everyone is sawing a virgin into in a half. Everyone
sure
making the trick with the rabbits from the top hat, but everyone makes it different. And you like to see it. Oh, I know this trick with the sawn virgin, but I like to see it again. It doesn't matter, because like little babies, they like to hear the same story every night. But today you explain, you narrate it a different way. Tell it you make little nuances, and it's different, and so on. And that's all the secret, I think.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all.
That's it.
Yep.
Good.
And guys, why archery? Why still archery? Why are you so into making these videos, this series, this very long podcast series? Why?
Because we like to do it, and I think we have the fan base might not be very big, but we get a lot of positive reactions, and they really enjoy, especially always when we invite people, because you get different opinions from different people about the same topic, and this can only widen your horizon. It proves some points you had already in your mind, or it gives you some new input which you can get. So, and even history and culture, and Peter likes always to combine it with religion and all this stuff. It's fine. It is interesting for people.
Yeah.
For me, it's simply about archery and shooting some arrows, but the rest is fine too. That's why.
I really enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun to talk to different people and to hear their ideas about something, on some subjects and so on. And you get, like Armin says, you get new ideas and new point of view. So, oh, that's also true. Oh, interesting.
And of course, in the beginning, we said that we should make it maybe 45 minutes, maximum 1 hour. But, you know, we had this Cody, last time you will see it next Saturday, and it is 2 hours and 40, I think. Because we were talking, and it's so interesting about, you know, about Fred Bear and about Howard Hill and about whatever, this swineherd and hunting and blah, 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 and what he does, and fletching jigs and arrows, and, you know, all these and what, 2 hours already, you know, it's
like
hilarious.
It's like sitting on a campfire and talking. Tell me about your country. Tell how is hunting in your country, how is the food in your country, what's your religion in your country. It's like, it's just fun, and it's always learning and knowing more about the world.
Of course, it's not for everyone. So I said our fan base is very small. As you can see, when you see the numbers of views on my other videos in 4 weeks, there's always at least a digit more than the views on the podcast, but it's like it is.
And what is true, there are not a lot, or I don't know, of good talks around.
About archery, or traditional archery at least. I mean, Olympic, I think there are a few, but they're very technical, very specific about whatever it is, and it's for me kind of boring, but yeah.
And there are millions of clips around how to make a knocking point or this and that, but there are not a lot of channels making just a talk and talking about various subjects.
And why do you participate then in our show already the second time, Charlie?
You know, I enjoyed the first time so much, and I have these questions on my mind, so I wanted to ask you live, like in this video. What was the story? Because, you know, as a book writer, I love stories, and at the same time, I enjoy your company because you're like two smart, experienced uncles, and I'm the youngster who is listening. You know, I want to learn something new and understand new things.
Our nephew. Oh, look at
we have to be happy that he don't says two grandpas.
yeah, you know.
No. I want to be polite. You know, I want to be nice.
Thank you very much.
And at the same time, I feel on myself that I'm growing and I understand archery in a different way, and it's nice. It's things that is alive in me, and I like it. I like it. Even though I have lots of work right now for clients, many things, and at the end of this month, I will have 3 big filming projects. I don't know when I will edit it and how, and it will be so huge. So still, I like to, take bow and arrows and like forget about everything and just to shoot and run and do my stuff and clear my head and have the good feeling like, yeah, I'm improving and I feel it. And archery is so great sport that even though I right now don't have that much time I want to dedicate it to archery, I know I can do it in 5, 10, 12 years still. Maybe I will not be running and jumping, but I still can take bow and arrow and, hit the bullseye. And even I will grow older, I will shoot from larger and larger distance because, as I said, I will not be running. So I will maybe much more focused on shooting in long range, and then I will be challenging myself to hit, a flying ring on 200 meters or something like this. I don't know. And it's nice. It's not like football or something that you need to do now, because if you're older, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So it's.
And you always need to bring a few people together with archery. Simply take your bow and arrow, go out in the backyard and shoot some arrows. So you don't like football or something. You always need to organize your team, have same time, same space, whatever.
Even the tennis, you need a court, you need second people, second person or something. Yeah, you can do it yourself and with the camera. Yeah.
And there's a big difference to other sports, because you play tennis, you play football, you play golf, you're playing this and that, but you don't play archery.
Yeah. Some say so in Malta. They say, can we play archery? You said we don't play.
We don't play.
But as a player. Yeah. And what is really like, when I just told you, when I worked at this marketing company, it was a really a very successful one, but of course, time, pressure, a lot of work. So you have a normal phone and your mobile phone, and you sit on your desk and you don't know, always two on the. And then when it was too much for me, I was simply putting the phones down, went outside, and I had my few targets there, strung a bow, shot 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I came in and I was like completely recharged. I was like, so now, who wants to challenge me now? Come to me now, tack, and then it was like, where you were like, oh my God.
It's the same thing if like when you have sex with the secretary, you're just going out, you're just going over for 5 minutes, and
I don't know, Peter, because for me the saying always goes, never in the office. Never.
But it's the same effect, you're out for 5 minutes. Okay. I can tell you.
But then on the other side, it doesn't take 20, 30 minutes for you, because after 2 minutes you're done. So fun.
Of course. So I'm very I'm relaxed faster.
If you charge quick charging,
but there's a problem. When you have the sex with secretary, you are much more tired than after 30 minutes with the bow. So
that's true. It depends on the secretary.
you always exhaust yourself, and you always throw a lot life energy.
Oh, if you just lean back.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Peter is not doing Tai Chi, so he doesn't understand life and just so he's just the machine. Yeah. He's just the machine.
He's a machine. Peter,
a love machine.
But I have to say, to the topic before, when you read a lot and it influences you only a little, I was a while very deep into the French surrealists from 1920, 1930, André Breton, Louis Aragon, and I read everything from them. And I was writing before, and I was writing in this time. And then a few years later, I read what I wrote this time, and I was like, seriously, I wrote that? I had my writing skills were on a complete different level, only because of reading all these books and how they write, because it's not only what they write, how they build up a sentence and everything. It was so fantastic. So it was for me mind blown, and it really influenced my complete writing style and words. I never thought I would be capable of writing these things. Wow, I was impressed, but I lost it a little again because I didn't continue with it, but it was interesting.
Yeah, it's the same like with the actors. You learn everything you read from a good writer. You learn something.
What are you doing? Playing. Now he needs to show off his pussy.
Here's my new love.
No way. Who is she? Tell me her name.
Her
It's
name
rude.
is Millie. Millie.
Millie. Wow,
Yes.
that's Millie.
He has
You know,
another cat. It's called Vanilli.
in
But
Czech Republic, Millie means nice to other.
look, she don't likes to be a movie star.
There was a Chinese cat. There was a Wuhan cat.
I'm from China.
Oh.
I'm
You know,
bad.
you're
Smack him in the face.
smile. How is he happy?
I'm
Armin,
bad.
do you
I'm
see
from
how
China.
happy he is?
Huh?
Armin, do you see how happy he is?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
you know,
am. I am.
Give him a little pussy and he's happy, yes.
Oh, my lovely
It's
one.
great.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
She's so
I love
lovely. I love her so much.
Oh, amazing. But she's young.
Climbs
Like,
on his back.
Yes, she's smart.
On the left arm. It's always the same. She always climbs on the right side and goes down the left arm.
every podcast the same.
And she has a new thing. Now she crawls in the bookshelf between the books.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
Of course.
And then she holds up on the books and draw them out and falls out of the shelf.
You have enough books, come on.
Yeah. No, she's really
Wow.
lovely.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and my other question is, if you can choose one superpower, whatever one, what would it be? What would you choose?
Mine would be being able to read, understand, and speak every language on this planet.
Amazing.
That's a good
You got-
one. That's a good
That's
one.
good.
Because communication is key always. And when you travel or when you're somewhere, it's key that you're capable of communicating.
She stole my foam here. Here.
Fine, this is called Dead Cat. That's why she didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Dagger.
It's so bad.
Oh yeah, that's a dead
like
cat.
this.
Yes. Proper. This is a proper.
So bad.
Look now, everybody shows off his
No, you're so
very
bad.
friends. Yeah.
I'm
It's
from
microphone, huh?
Shall we start another type of podcast?
yeah.
Cats and
cat cast.
friends.
Cats and archers.
Yeah, I'll invite our cat and we can talk about cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have, but it's fine.
No, but you can find some on the street, right?
Yeah, but they don't come to you. Mostly they run away. They're all scared.
Armin, maybe you need to brush your teeth or something.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. But you can't even get so close that they would feel your breath, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a different problem.
Yeah, but maybe I should add some deodorant. Maybe this is my sweat cloud is coming. Yeah, maybe I should run and shout at them. So maybe I should simply walk at them and talk, but it can happen.
But if you will know all languages, you will definitely know cat language, and you can talk with them, and then you can have a cat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You can discuss this topic, and having a great cat.
Yeah, wanting to have the superpower and having is a different one. What's your superpower, Peter?
Tell us.
I don't know. Armin is so nice. Armin superpower. I don't know.
Yours, Charlie?
Mine. When I was thinking about it, it was in the moment when I was with my son in a bathroom, and he was just swimming on the bath, and I was just making sure that he's not dying under the water or something, and it was like I would like to have unlimited energy, like sleep for 6 hours, okay, just sleep for 6 hours, and then the other 18 hours being like superpower, like I can just like me, but still filled with energy, like enthusiasm, creativity. I want to do things, and do. Just be immortal. Like I want to die. I don't want to live forever. No one wants to live forever, as Freddie said. But have unlimited energy for 18 hours a day. Like I wake up at 6, and until the midnight, I'm mashing. I
had kind of the same idea, like Superman, a superpower. You are strong all day long. You can do everything, like. But you had the better description for this superpower. Yeah, and to be always positively motivated and I do that and I do this.
That's all a matter of your mindset. Being motivated, even when you feel passionate about something, you have the energy, you have the power. Only things you don't want to do, you all, I lack power, I don't want to, you know. It's simply a matter of
if you have positive stress, like when you're hunting or doing a challenge, you don't get tired. You can do it all day long, and it's fun. Yeah.
I remember these times.
Of course, it has a little to do with nutrition, with you know, that you eat properly, that you move your body, that you let or build up proper energy in your body. But then you can use it. It's the mind over matter, so it's not a problem. I think.
Yeah.
At least it's reachable. This goal is reachable. Maybe not to 100%, but to a very high level.
You can't have it 100% because everyone's mood is like that.
Yeah, of course, it's always a curve. It depends where you put the baseline of the curve. When the curve goes up there, it's fine. When the other's curve is down at 0 again and you are still at 80, and yours is between 80 and 100% all day long, then you're already Superman.
Yeah.
Not like me, I need my afternoon nap, you know, so I need to always. But I'm in an age I can do that. Especially we have now another heat wave coming, and this weekend we get 45 degrees, so you can't do anything daytime. It's not possible.
It's horrible.
What means heat wave at Malta?
Huh?
What means heat wave at Malta? How many degrees?
40, 45 degrees.
In the shade?
In the shade, of course.
It's impossible.
And it's already since 2 weeks now, always more than 35 degrees. So everything is hot. Even when you're the tap water, you open it or you want to take a shower, it comes like you piss on yourself because everything is warm. It's, you know, you can't cool, you need air conditioning here, otherwise you really go gaga.
And it's all because
how lived there before air conditioning.
I was leaving my first house. I was living for years. It was an old house. I was living there without air conditioning. So it was working kind of. You have to deal with it. You adapt.
You adapt, yeah, definitely. Like we have like 32 degrees there, and it's like, it's so hot, you know, and everybody's like, I'm dying, and doctors, don't go out because you will get
it's a new climate change, but it's another topic.
All you diesel drivers are responsible. Diesel drivers are responsible for that heat climate.
There yesterday or today was this post that it's a red alert, rote alarm for the planet. We will all going to die now because of the climate change. Yes, of course.
What I heard this week is in South Africa, they opened the world's biggest coal powerhouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and every old car, you know, you don't get a certificate here in Germany or in Austria. All the old cars, all the old diesels, they are smoking like an old train. They get sold to Africa.
Of course. Because you can drive anymore.
Yeah. The car is too dirty for our countries, but then we sell them to Africa where they don't need a certificate and they drive for 20 years that old diesel smoker, and it's okay. But you have to protect the climate. You have to protect the weather.
Because Germany and Austria make such a big difference compared to, because the clouds and everything stops at the border. I heard in the news that the water level rose already 2 meters. And then I checked studies, and it shows that they, since hundreds of years, it goes up and down half a meter or a meter, up and down. It's always going a little up and a little down. It's simply not true. But people will still believe it because they want to. What can you do? It's the next thing when this virus thing is a little more calming down because nobody's believing it anymore finally.
They already connected.
Of course, now the global warming is coming massively with restrictions again. So we think we got now our chip jobs that
the global
again, and then they don't let us travel because of the climate change.
So that's new to me. So the global warming is also caused by bats?
Most probably, yeah.
By bats from Wuhan?
Yeah. It's like this. There was this one interpretation that because of the global warming, there were more trees,
woods, forests.
Forests in China, and of course in the forest there lived the bats. So we had more bats, and of course, then the chance that bats get infected of the virus.
Yep.
Yes, of course, because of global warming, we have this. Hey, Madonna, that's straightforward.
And you, capitalist devil, are responsible.
Yes, of course I am, because I drive my 125cc motorbike, 4-stroke engine.
Horrible.
Create a lot
125?
Yeah.
In the times of electric bikes.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm so disappointed.
Yes, I know. But check the lifespan, or check in France, all these electric cars, they only would need a new battery, and they land on big fields. Nobody is buying them with an old battery, because a new battery costs more than the whole car. So they rot there. All this plastic stuff and all these batteries rot. Thousands and thousands of electric cars. It's not really working. That's the problem. It's a nice idea, but it's not working. I mean, imagine America. They have one of these nice snowstorms on their 20-line highways, and they have a breakdown. Nobody can drive anymore. What are you doing with your electric car?
They know exactly why they have big GMC trucks and Ford trucks, because if you was once there in these country states, electric car, you are dead.
I think it's for the last mile, for this, you know, when you're commuter and then from the train to your office or whatever with an e-roller scooter or whatever, it's fine. You know, that's okay. I can see that working if you're too lazy to walk 3 kilometers every day. That's fine. But the rest, I think we can't simply change to e-cars, e-trucks. It's not going to work.
E-tanks.
I saw a project. It's many years ago. Like, it's not a project. It was like idea that they want to put some stripes under the highways. So when you ride the electric car, it's charging by it's
like a toy.
to make. I know, but it's a very nice idea.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, like that toy Formula One.
Carrera highway. Yeah,
yes, like that. If the
like
cars...
wireless charging on an iPhone, you drive over it and it charges. Yes, I would say this is maybe something. Yes, but not for everyone and only on certain. You know, it's still.
And I saw Hyundai or somebody makes roof from the panels. How they call it?
Solar panels.
Solar.
Charge,
but they don't create enough that you can drive with it.
No, they don't. It's like when you are dead, when you can't continue, you will stay for a while, like one day, and you can drive a few more. But it's not, like it's not a salvation.
Not working like this.
And the Earth is a closed system.
Show us a globe now. It's a flat Earth.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like,
flat. Yes, it's flat. It's flat.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. But it's a closed system. So no drop of water, no coal, no nothing can go out of this system. So if you're using plastic or tin or something, it stays here. It rots. It will become iron again.
The thing is, you can't waste energy. It only changes its status.
Yeah. But problem is when the status of Arctic ices will turn into water, all of them, and when the status of all Amazonia forests will turn into our wardrobes or something. Yeah, that might be a little problem for us, but not for nature.
No.
We simply need to build wardrobes that look like boats, because when the water is melting and we have a flood, then we can use a wardrobe as a boat.
Like a puzzle, it will, make all your wardrobes.
You need to be smart.
Think about the Sahara Desert. It reaches out to the Gobi Desert in Asia, and so on. It's a big desert. Just all around the globe. So, it's there. And I'm sure back then in ancient times, all the ice was molten and so on.
No, but we need to go in the flat Earth theory. Then I can explain how this happens because it's too much. It would too much for this. We do another channel where we talk about all these stuff. You know.
Yeah.
This is a bit more archery related here.
More, but we talked about archery like 2% of all the time.
That's fine already. So, what's your favorite bow then right now? Let's switch directly back. You have now
Direct-
you have
you know,
Schiedsrichter and you have
course.
Armin. Which one you like most?
Your bow, okay.
Peter is disappointed. He wants to discuss the flat Earth and something.
No.
My favorite bow right now. I'm preparing video about a Syrian bow from Bulgar. It's my oldest bow right now, and it's almost a year I have it. And I want to make a video like after a year of usage, like how I feel it, how it's different, how much does it peel off the laminate, because you know there is no protection for arrows, so it looks how it looks. But it's still probably my most favorite bow. I still like it the most. So yeah, and the second is it's so small gap is the Ali bow Tatar. It's very nice bow, and many other bows are sold or given because my friends came like, this bow is so great, and I'm like,
take it.
Yeah, so many bows like the Schemeister bow. I made a review right now, which is the most popular video on my channel right now. Is sold out because there came my friend and he was like, I'm looking for a good bow. I want to try some of yours and I will order myself something. And he tried it and it was like, I need it. Charlie, I'm so sorry. I will not leave. I will not leave your garden without this bow. I was like, okay, just keep it.
Yeah.
If you want to steal my Assyrian, we still will be friends. Like, just enjoy it. I know it's a great bow, so enjoy it.
I understand.
We still have one feature left, and it's the favorite knife of the week.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, it's on me, right? It's the time when you want to see my knife.
Yeah, now let's see your knife. Yes, show us your knife. Come on, Charlie, show us your knife.
Oh, mate, my knife of my selection is this Finnish Puka knife.
Nice.
Wow.
It's a gift from my father. It's like many years ago I got it, and I like this knife because it's folded steel, so it's you know you can make any damage on it.
Yeah.
It's very sharp, and I like the story behind this knife because in Finland they use this knife for almost everything. So if they hunt some big animal, they were able to use only this knife to use every bit of it. So I like it. It's very, very good in the hand. I have long fingers and a big hand, and there's this small where's the camera? There's this small cradle, so it's very nice for a hand. There's some bone or something at the end, so it's really nice to hold. The knife itself, it's not so long, so it's fine. It's not like saber or sword or something. It's just small knife that I can have still in my pocket or something. For a very long time, I have had it in my quiver when I used hip quiver, so I have it there. So in case of something like Peter is adventurous, so he understands you still need to have your knife because you don't know when the journey begins.
Exactly.
So I had it with me there, and I like it very much. It was a gift, and it's very personal, and also it's very practical. I used it many times, and it works smoothly. So the knife of my son.
It looks like a great knife.
Hooker knives are always nice. They simply have this nice, elegant, reduced design. Not fancy, not popping, not flashy, but they simply work and they're simply great. Yeah, I like them.
Very nice. And you know what? It's interesting. I thought a lot about the shape of the sheath of these Finnish knives, and so, and not the sheath, the leather work, the leather work.
Yeah.
And you know what I came up with? This little pommel, little pommel on the end, on the lower end.
Yeah.
That one. What do you think for this is?
I was thinking about it too, and no idea.
I came up with you. Do you know something about it? I mean,
no.
I came up with the idea because they are all of them are specially shaped like that, or a different way. I thought it's if you're carrying the knife under your belt and you will draw the knife, so the sheet will stay on your belt with that pommel. You understand?
Not sure if this works.
Yeah. Like
Not
it's
sure,
stuck
not sure
there.
if it works.
I'm
Can be, yes.
it could be, yeah.
Because if you want to draw the knife, the puka is pretty hard to take
Yes.
out.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah.
use lots of force.
So you need
like you
you need
to.
that stopper on your belt.
But I think this is not enough.
I think
It's
so.
so soft. Look
Where's
at this.
mine?
It's so soft. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it on a video sometime.
Next time I show you another Finnish knife with.
Mine doesn't have. See, mine only has this small pointy thing there.
Yeah,
Doesn't have
maybe.
this pommel there.
But a lot of Nordic knives have this pommel. This kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's some sort of traditional thing, or maybe if you have more knives and you can select which one you want to get, you remember which one has
Or
shape,
maybe
I don't know.
maybe even knife maker makes his own small part that you see directly. Oh, this knife is from.
I
This.
think there was a kind of function.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe one of our
course.
Finnish viewers, one of my Tero, maybe you know the reason. If you watch this, then please write it in the comments.
Yep.
Why do you think this pommel, this thing is there? Then we know it. See, we do a research here.
Yeah.
Proper research.
Okay.
And if
I'm
you
pretty
write
sure
the right answer,
somebody will know.
you will get the knife from Charlie. I'm joking.
Of course.
You get a photo of it, not the real one.
Let's not talk about it.
Oh, look at him. Now he disappears.
I'm looking for something else. I want to show you, but I don't know where I have it.
Take your time. It's only our viewers' time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just let's just talk about something. I found it. Because next time when I will be guest in your podcast, we will not ask me about knives anymore because you will have another fashion. And there's a second knife I have, and I like it a lot.
Wow.
It's Italian stiletto.
Classic.
Yeah.
My favorite
Mafia
knife.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, I like it. I use it specifically for one thing: opening packages.
Focus,
Yeah. Chuck.
And I like it.
So cool.
It's from game called Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's the second game. It's the first weapon you buy in the game. Is this stiletto, and I just remember the name. And when my wife asked me, "Is there something you would like to have for Christmas?" I was like, "Yeah, I definitely want this." So she bought me a beautiful knife,
Pretty.
and I am using it for opening packages when posts come in. Yeah. And I take it for my travels to my bag. If something happens, like you need to, cut the wire, or you need to something, just because it is very pointy, so you can use it for,
little things.
some small screws or something. So very, very practical. You can have it in a pocket if you travel or something. So this is my second choice. So puka. Very practical, and this is more stylish and more vendetta thing if something happens.
Nice.
And I have a question, when we talk about vendetta, like, have you ever, in some wild dreams, imagined Peter did, so it's much more about Armin, to use bow and arrows for some sort of vendetta, to kill somebody, or make somebody, how to say that, understand that he crossed the line of Armin and Hirmer, and you want to let him know by bow and arrows.
You want to know my secret fantasies, right? Okay. So first thing, I never saw myself shooting an animal with bow and arrow. Okay, but I have to admit, I was living a long time in Regensburg, and then we have a nice plaza.
I've been there.
A nice piazza there, and there were always groups of people, and you sit there and you drink your coffee, and then you think, oh, this group of 8 people over there, 40-meter distance. Now imagine you have a certain amount of arrows. The first one, until they realize what's going on, you have the second one. Then they of course start running away. This was my secret fantasy sometimes. Yes, I have to admit.
And what's what will be the most funny thing? if I will be in one of these groups,
Yeah.
you know, in history, because I've been to Regensburg, so you may be really sitting there and having your coffee, and I was in this group with my friends on a trip, this connection through this
Yes.
multiverse.
And imagine you
oh
have
my
then your bow and arrow with you and you shoot back, because I didn't expect that, you know. Holy cow.
I was an archer back then, so I will just run.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
But if I am like, would I have takedown bow under my shirt or something, like
You
arrows in
never
my
know,
pocket? You will definitely be shooting to a group of people when you see that there is one archer, right?
No, it was simply more about how could this be? You know, you shoot the first arrow, you hit one, and then the other 7 will still not realize what's going on. He might collapse or shout, and then they look, oh, what's going on? Until then, we shoot the next one, and then they start looking, oh, where does it come from? Because now they still don't know where it comes from. So until they see
some
me,
of them will look and some of them will run. Yes.
Until they see me, the 3rd one is down, maybe the 4th one, and then they start running.
If you have a good position, they will have a hard time to understand where you are.
Armin, you
because
should
they will
look.
not think how
You should.
where the arrow is pointing.
I mean, you should look Lars Andersen's clips. He shows it perfectly how you have to do it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you know what, Charlie? We invited Lars Andersen to our show to join us, to tell us about his forgotten secrets. He knows about, but what he said, I mean.
Oh, he doesn't want.
Yes. He likes more making his own videos in his.
He doesn't like to join
in his basement and telling how it was back then in the ancient times.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like, his videos have whatever millions of views and whatever, and he might not want to be part of a podcast which has only 1,000 or 2,000 views. I don't know. So he simply doesn't want to join. I asked him now.
I experienced it many times when I was making my floorball channel before. I have many great videos with people who play for Czech representation and really good players. And some of them really replied like, I don't want to be part of this. I'm too good to be there, but my videos were like 15, 16, 100,000 views. Like, so it was like, it was good promotion, and I was making them the heroes. Like, you are the good, I'm the amateur. Like, learn me something or talk about how professionals do it. I don't want to be part of this. Or the worst, they read it on the Facebook. You see, they read it but never replied. And that's the level of arrogance and being, so high-minded. How to say that?
Yeah, I don't say that.
Like, I don't even want you to have.
I don't say that Lars is now like this, but at least he doesn't want to join our, especially with Peter.
Yeah, it's choice. It's choice. Of course, it's choice, and
we have to accept that.
Pretty okay.
It was simply because there was this undergoing battle, because in one of Lars's first videos, he made a little fun of back quivers, and he said, or at least it came to the public sometimes, that everybody's stupid who uses a back quiver, even if he didn't say so. But for some people, they took it like this. So there was simply a communication thing going on. And that would have been the place to, because one of the ones offended was Peter, so they could have spoken to each other. But Lars said we are all not native English speakers, so, and before we get something wrong on the podcast, and maybe it gets boring for the people, so he doesn't want to.
Look, it speaks for itself. For every video Lars is making, he needs another video excusing what he said in the first video. So explaining and excusing, oh, I don't mean it that way, and it was different, and so on. So his worst enemy is he himself.
Yeah.
How good he is, he doesn't have any other enemies. So
yeah. We love him. At least we love him.
I love him. I like him. I know him since, I don't know, more than 10 years, when he started with Saracen archery and a takedown recurve bow, and shot 3 arrows 80 meters away. And he turned away from the camera and said, Lars, can you do a video from the other side that I see how you hold the arrows? I'm not there yet. I don't know what to show now. It was interesting.
Oh, like a stage magician. You don't.
Because he didn't want to show, but now he shows because now he knows already. Of course, after, and he doesn't do anything else. So
That's
of
the
course
trick.
he has a lot of experience.
So I mean, where's your knife?
But he's posting videos. What?
Sorry. I like to Armin's knife to see Armin's knife.
It's my biggest dagger I have. Now I had once a collection of microblades. I called them. There were axes and knives and stuff. But this was not what I want to show today. And we're just talking about deploying knives. This is the CRT Opaque. It's like this Kwaiken Japanese design.
Looks good.
And it's a nice acid-etched blade. And here's a cord wrap handle. You don't have a protection here for your finger, but this is so rough that this blade simply sticks in your hand. And the thing of this sheet is, you put it in your waistband and you tie this around one of your belt loops. And when you tuck, then you can deploy it and this hangs down. So you simply have this, exactly what you just mentioned with the puka knife. This one does it. Boom, and then you have it.
Wow, nice.
So it's a design from an American guy. His name is Lucas Barley. Nice, the Obake from CRKT. CRKT, whatever. And done.
A nice brand. I had some knives of this brand, CRKT.
They nice have good knives. Yeah. I got it in America. Shipping was more expensive than the knife. But it's like it is. And this is a nice one, which I cut last time my fingers when I showed it to my girlfriend. I held it the other way up and I wanted to put it in the sheet and I got stuck and I slid with my thumb and I cut myself, like couldn't shoot for a while. Bad, but it's stupid showing off.
For some really is a problem.
That's what you get when you show off. Yeah. And
always.
Your knife, Peter?
Slap in the face right away.
This week I have a kind of military knife. It's a Fairbairn and Sykes British Commando Dagger made by William Rogers of Sheffield. Nice. And it was a famous knife in World War II and so on.
One of the most famous knives. Yeah.
Yes, fighting knives. I have here a kind of tennis grip band around so it won't slip and so on. It's just limited to dagger functions. I don't eat with it and so.
Yeah, you only can stab with it, yeah.
And I got this and the booklet by Captain Fairbairn, who invented or designed this dagger, Tough, and it was a kind of lessons for the British commando troopers how to kill the Nazis and so on. And there are a lot of drawings inside this book, how to fight and so on. Nice booklet to be in companion with this.
Is the full tang? Do you know that? Is the blade?
Yes. There's a screw here in the back.
Nice. I would like to throw it.
I think it would break here. I think so.
Yeah, come on.
And there are lots of different. There are shorter versions and so on. But this is the classic.
Nice. Yeah,
I made myself a better sheath for. You can use this one or this one, and
looks quite DIY. Yeah. Nice. So we have the knife of the week. Good. You want to say something, Charlie?
No. I'm just thinking about how many knives do you own, so you can continue with this challenge and showing yourself your knives.
No.
I'm looking on my kitchen and I see.
We can go a few weeks. It's not a problem. This is like with bows, knives, and I always say myself, you don't need a knife. And then I had long time a folding knife with a very special opening mechanism. So you had to push the scale a little on the side, and then the knife flipped out. So the blade flipped out. So it was, when you gave it to someone, they didn't know how to open. So, but when you know it, you push the scale sideways, and I forgot even the name of it, but it was it was a little heavy, but I always had it with me. It was just, of course, I didn't need it, but I simply wanted to have it because of this mechanism, and then
Armin, tell me how it works for you when you are making reviews of bows. You are returning them back, you can have them, or what do you do with them? Because right now you should have like thousands of bows in your
I keep them, and then some of them I sell. Yes. like, or I give them away or something. So that's, I mean, I have these bows from this Patreon project. So there people pay me money and I buy the bows. And then one of my patrons will get the bow always afterwards. I do a giveaway. And for the other reviews I do, mostly I get them for free. Sometimes I pay a little, sometimes I pay the full price if I'm interested in a bow and somebody doesn't care about the promotion he might get through the video, then I pay the price and then either I keep them or I sell them. So I don't have 100 bows here. I have maybe 35 bows are laying around, or 40.
35 bows is still a lot. Like I had 7 like last week. I had 7 and it was like I had too much bows.
This is the thing. I had even bows where I said I will never sell this bow, like this Jing Dragon 2 from Mariner. It's one of the best Manchu style bows you can get. Those 36 inches is just amazing. And I always said I will never sell it. And then when I moved, I realized I didn't shoot this bow again. And then after a year, I didn't shoot this bow again. Only when I dressed up and we took some photos or something, then I shot this bow, but I never shot this bow. And I thought I feel bad for the bow because this bow is built for being shot and not for being laying in a bag.
Yeah.
And I sold it. So that's why even these bows will go.
Yeah. I have the same feeling. I don't like to see bows just laying on the ground. Like, you need to shoot, and I don't want to shoot you because I'm much more focused on something else. Like, why would you lie there? Yeah. And even bows I loved, like for example the green Sipahi from WAG. I used in photos and lots of videos. I sold it last week because for 2-3 months I haven't used it, like because the brace height is too high for my style, like too long to knock. And I'm too I like, for example, the Korean, like with 13 centimeters. It's so beautifully done. And this was like 21. It's like it takes so much time, and it's short, and the max length of drawing was only 29. It's too short. I like to have 31. So even this bow, I thought that it will be there forever. It's sold.
I understand. It's the same with my knives. I always have knives, and then whatever, sometimes I gave them away again. So it's, I'm not really a collector. It simply happens that I always collect things, but then after a while I give it away again because it's not working. Especially when you move and you know how much stuff you have, like Peter can tell, he just moved in a new house. And you know everything. This is horrible. and you don't use it. It's laying around. I have so many good bows. They simply lay around and I don't use them. So makes no sense. And I get now soon a Howard Hill style bow, and I shoot 3 fingers again. I will sell all my Asiatic bows, of course.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. like when Armin performs 3 fingers, it looks like I'll do it just because I need to do it. Like me, like I want to show you that, but
I'm not used to it anymore. I'm really not used to it. I'm still good at it, but I'm completely not used to it. Even sometimes in the video when I say I shoot now 3 fingers and I have the arrow on the outside, I'm like, wait, need to put the arrow on the inside. But what
with
you do
3 fingers, I literally miss everything from 2 meters. I can't do anything. Even do all the things right. Impossible.
It's simply a matter of adapting. It's of course when you shoot 3 fingers of an arrow, the arrow goes way to the left, and then you switch your thumb, the arrow goes way to the right. You simply adjust and adapt, and it's fine.
Yeah, you need to time to invest in it. And
it's not rocket.
Right now, I'm not ready.
That is playing archery. That's playing archery.
Of course we play because we can,
They play with archery.
Only the old grumpy grandpas, they sit at home and think about good old times when they hunted the big five in Africa.
From Austria.
Because they were real men. They shot real heavy arrows from their real longbow.
With 3 fingers.
The real weasel or something,
Yeah, that's true. How do you know?
And the rest is simply
how do you know about real men?
Since I know you, Peter, Now I met one.
We're only playing with Asiatic toys. We're useless. We're just fun. Hey, interesting thing. I'm still thinking about my right hand and how to protect my fingers because I'm not shooting like both of you shoot it. so much. So I want to protect these two fingers because of Slavic release. And I don't like the glove. And now I have gloved like only the fingers and the glove, and it still feels weird. I'm like, you know, whatever. So I ordered from eBay these protectors for thumb release.
I know.
But I changed them, so I want to use them like this. I will make a video about it. So I want to have them like that only and to try to shoot them. But there are two layers of and it's too much. So I will probably, you know, get rid of the one of them, and I will try to shoot like this. And if it works, I will be so happy that I don't need to have a glove, and I only have
I would be happy if they would go around the finger, because what happens with me that this flap goes away and then I get stuck somewhere. So that my dexterity is then with this
like with a tap.
Yeah, exactly.
With
then
a tap, you get in between.
That you get it. Sometimes you get stuck behind a string or something, or it's.
But you can have a very cheap, simple 3-finger threadbare style or Hard-Hill style glove, and you're just using the 2 closed hoods for.
I know that's what I have right now, but it's still a glove. Like you have to, you know, put it there, and you have the material here, and it's like.
I understand. Yeah, try. If it works for you, it's fine. I tried this because I did a review about one of these cheap thingies for thumb release, and I thought, and you can use it 3. Put 3 here. You could 3 fingers. Put 1 away. You could shoot Slavic with it. It's fine. It's simply a little fiddly because the front is always flapping away a little. That's why this is the only gripe I have. The rest is fine.
And what you thought about my video about my first experience with the thumb ring? I know you saw that because
it was nice to see you struggling. Yeah, it's a struggle.
Nice to see you struggling. Yeah.
I still don't like thumb rings. I have to admit, I still prefer to shoot without or only with a leather protection because I don't shoot that high poundages that it's, you know, and I don't shoot 1,000 arrows a day. So for me, it's almost not worth it. But of course, when you can do it, and once you're used to it, you don't want to go back and shoot without a thumb ring because your release is way more crisp, way more smooth, way more snappy. So
yeah,
that's why.
That was my feelings. Like I understood that it was fine, but the ring is probably another thing too for me. I love how Peter is
you can
chasing his cat.
Put 2 rings here.
Better than this.
She's molesting Batman.
Charlie, put 2 rings on your middle and ring finger and shoot with 2 rings there. Oh,
yes, and
not some ring archery new.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Peter, you didn't.
Yeah, when Peter gets bored, he plays with his cat. Yeah, we know that.
I have broadheads here. I will
look what she does with my arrows. Look, no. Look, she's at the quiver and biting the feathers. No.
Of course, Charlie,
really?
You could get this contraption here. This is from my friend in the Netherlands or in Belgium. I don't know where he lives. For these 2 fingers. You can really make them fit snug so they don't move. You have them covered and you only have this wristband around. So you can really tighten them properly. And then you have only these 2 fingers. So he made them. I asked him to make something for Slavic.
Looks like these penis scabbards they use in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never there. And of course, then the size. I asked him to do one thing, but he said that he doesn't have a big size leather enough. So make one for me.
Because the
always the same, you know.
The mammoths and they are all extinct.
They died out, and I wanted to have 1-piece leather, you know, not some 5 cows stitched together that he gets enough, you know. Yeah. Confidence, Charlie. You know, you simply need to be confident.
Definitely, it's all about confidence.
I had this in this marketing. I had this in this marketing company. This guy was always, you know, when it's up to getting cocky, then he always, do we check again the length of our dicks, you know? And then in one moment I was in his office and there was a new secretary, and then we were talking again, and he started again talking like this, and I opened already the zipper of my trousers. Okay, then let's see where's the longer one, you know. And I already grabbed in, and he was like, "Oh, Hirmer, are you crazy?" And the secretary, I want to see. Said, hey, no, you don't want anymore, huh? Yeah. You know.
Oh,
That's
this
what-
is sexual.
Nice one.
Nothing.
This is today. This is sexual assaulting your secretary. You would be in jail today if you're just
Yes.
touching the zipper.
Because you didn't do it today, so I had to do it, Peter. Because usually that's your job.
Oh no. I'm like kind of
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm
Still
just
waiting for Peter's.
But if you
shot and
want,
still
I can send you this one if you want to try it. I can send it to you and you can test it if you want.
looks like some stuff from your dominas.
I don't have dominos because I don't need them.
Charlie, they tie him up and with leather bands and so on.
Yeah.
This is not Armin's style. He loves foursome with 3 girls, so I understand that. He needs to be the master with the whip hand.
Master of the ropes.
Yeah.
No, you have
And
nothing
Armin,
to say, no.
somebody told me in the comments that you have some quiver that is placed on a bowman.
I made this once as an experiment. I used simply some straps and I put some foam on it and I put arrows on 3 arrows pointing in this direction here and 3, and then I shot, because you can simply grab them around the bow, bam, shoot, grab them, switch the hand. I did this once 6 years ago. And I had this idea, it would be interesting to have an arm quiver. And I asked this guy said, did you ever consider making an arm guard? I can put arrows on it. No, but now you started my interest. Now we see if maybe it comes up with something. It's interesting.
I was
There's
trying to find the style.
There's some funny braces around with a small knife.
Yeah.
On the bracer.
Yeah.
Kind of neck knife size.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to make. I only don't want to make it. I'm not so good in this DIY stuff. Yeah.
DIY stuff is my huge problem. I'm happy that I'm able to, flush the toilet, not to make something.
Now,
So,
I like to do
mine
things, but I don't have the tools for it. And, and when it's always when you don't have the proper tools, and it's not fun for me to do these things. Like on my cars, I had 4x4s, Jeeps and stuff like this. And sometimes I need something. And when you don't have the tools, and it's boring. So then I didn't like it. So it's the same here.
Friends, I need to leave you for a second because my cat is yelling at the door. So I need to let her in. Okay?
Okay.
Control your cat a little better, huh?
Pet control.
Oh, yeah. And it's time now. It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Nothing to say, huh?
No, nothing.
We have still 31 degrees here.
Oh, here's 25.
Well, that's still warm for Austria.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to bring a cat in, huh? She has 4 legs, she can walk. Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
Where's the cat?
I need to make a procedure when she comes in. I need to open the door. I need to control that, check that she has something to eat. And then I need to open the door to our bedroom, because next thing she will do is she'll go to bedroom and sleep with my wife and my son before I came. So she's some kind of protector and, keeping their good dreams. Yeah.
Fully understand.
Long story about cats.
That would be a knife size for your cat. Look.
Yes. If she's fighting in the street, she's like, I have my claws and also I have my knife.
There she is again.
There she is
again. Millie, there she is again, my dear.
Yes, your China cat.
Oh.
I love how Peter is happy with the
like an old witch with the cat on the back.
You only need the, I don't know the name in English, on the nose, the ugly thing with.
Yes, with the wart on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't take a lot. We can imagine that already. Yes. Great.
Oh.
Something to say, something
so
to add about archery or something, or life in general? No. Nothing more. Say anything.
Now is the time to talk about life in general. It's okay. Have you ever did some workouts for archery? So you know, use harder bows or heavier bows or something? Have you ever worked out to
Yep.
be, you know, much more complex archer? Doing some squats and, you know, push-ups and lifts
You
and
know,
something,
if
running,
if
cycling.
if you are planning a hunting trip to go somewhere, you're building up to a heavier bow, you're checking out the hunting arrows with the hunting broadheads and so on. So that's also kind of challenge and working up to a certain level, so you can hit that paper plate at 20 yards with every shot, because you know the deer has the same size of inner organs you like to hit and so on. Like that, I worked out. Or if you train a special thing for a show, a special trick, then you work out. You need that bow and that kind of arrow and some like that.
I never did.
You're strong enough, okay.
No,
and you shoot what,
I'm
40,
lazy.
45 pounds?
That's why a 50-pound bow is enough for me. I don't need to kill an elephant, and I don't need to shoot an English war bow with 120 pounds. There are people that can do it. I don't have this interest in doing it. So for me, 50 pounds, maybe 60 pounds is fine. Then my shoulder is complaining, which I broke a few years ago on a bike accident, and it's fine by me. So it's fully okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we worked out
because I'm running, so I'm using like 40.
You're the running archer. You should run.
Because you know, imagine that you're running, you're jumping, and then you use 60-pound bow. Like,
you know,
okay, like,
Charlie, you know what is tough? When I traveled to Idaho, to the United States hunting, they told me before, you have to work out, you have to march, you have to walk, because you know the campsite was at 2,000 meters and the mountains were about 5,500 meters. So my friend, he was from Salzburg, where it's a mountain state in Austria. He was used to walk on the mountains, but one day I walked with them. I couldn't breathe. I was done. I was completely out of order.
Yeah.
Because of the thin air, you don't get enough breath and so on. And if you imagine after then you have to shoot the 70-pound bow or like it, that's tough. So if you like to do stuff like this, you have to work out for this.
Yeah.
My friend is a coach of a professional floorball team. He won a league many times, and he's the best coach 4 times in a row. And he always said, like, if you want to be professional, you need to practice that way. So even if you are completely exhausted and you are almost dead, you are able to do your thing 100% right.
Yeah.
And whatever is the hardest, you need to practice that way so you're able to do it. And I like this idea. It's because,
and you have to be able to do it with the worst possible weapon, with the worst bow, with the worst arrow, with the worst pistol, everything. And if you can do it with that bad stuff, you can do it with everything.
Yep.
Okay, I need to buy a resin bow for $40, and I'll do my thing, and I will make my own arrows from, you know, the tree branches.
I think I told you before about I got a very old air pistol, you know, old one, and the projectile drops about 10 centimeters out to 6 meters. But I always practiced with this one. I had a very nice new one who hits exactly on spot, but I always shot that old pistol because I knew when I'm able to hit with that old pistol every time, 3 times in a row, then I'm a good pistol shot.
Okay, that's the thing. That's your limit. You need to be good at. And my limit is to, you know, run 1 kilometer and then do my stuff with bow and arrow. Like you run for a battlefield and then you need to, you know, kill 6 bad people that want to intrigue your country, and then show how you do it. Then show how good you are. And because it's fine, but when I'm running, like I have short treks most of the times, like 100, 150 meters, not longer. But even after 4 or 5 arrows, 100 meters full sprint in legs, and then you need to jump, shoot and focus, and turn around and shoot once again.
Yep.
It starts to be demanding.
Tough.
It's not-
Yep.
Challenging, yeah, of course.
Yep.
But if you do it and you hit it and you know that it was not accident, like you just, yeah, okay, it looks
Exactly.
nice, and you know what you did, and it works. It's good feeling.
Charlie, because you're running a lot and shooting a lot, last time I think came in my mind, how about not only doing this in the woods, but in a kind of environment like combat shooters, you know, you walk from one room to another room and shooting at the target.
I have a video about it.
Okay.
I
have to
already
check out.
It's called If John Wick Was an Archer. John Wick is the
Okay.
action hero, Keanu Reeves, you know that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to replicate this style
Okay.
of shooting.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
first is like walk to a station, shoot, walk to a station, or run, shoot, like short tracks. Then I tried longer tracks, and it doesn't fit me. I don't like the style when you run and you stand and shoot and run.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I'm missing the purpose, because right now when you stand, you are a good target for everybody. So I feel I need to move, and I don't have rifle like you know. This is like 1 second, and you know it's too slow to survive. Only maybe in a medieval battle, but not in these times. Not in these times.
You need to get this Legolas bow from Jörg Sprave. You ever saw this? Jörg Sprave
Yeah, I know.
Mechanism on a bow, then ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. This is what John Wick would have used most probably.
Yeah. It's not archery anymore.
Yeah, of course.
It's more like crossbows.
Then you can shoot a crossbow, exactly. Yeah.
Just fast.
You can shoot the crossbow very fast because you can't reload very fast.
No, you can't. But if you have something like
the Chinese one, they have this
I won't be afraid of that arrows.
Yeah, of course. They don't do a lot of damage and they're not very accurate, but they still, if on the wall there are 20 of them and bang constantly, you don't move forward.
Yeah.
So they still stop you.
It's something like that. It's in the Robin Hood movie from 2018 or something. They are invading the holy city in Israel, and they have big crossbow, the Turks, and they shoot it like
like a machine gun, yeah.
Like 2 meters or something like that.
The Romans had them too. They launched pretty heavy spears from
ballista.
Ballista. Yeah.
But not very fast.
It's pretty heavy to survive, yeah. And something like this was used in Lord of the Rings in Helm's Deep fight in the second movie. Like, you know, when they were shooting the ropes with the leathers, they used these like ballistas to get behind the walls, and then they can pull the leathers up. Yes. So it's like
once I saw, I think it was an old kind of Ivanhoe movie or so, and they shot arrows into the wall of the castle and they climbed up arrows. I don't remember, an old movie, I think.
The same was used in a fairly new movie. It's about Aladdin, Prince of Persia. Yeah,
Prince of Persia. Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays there, and they used crossbows, and they were shooting in the middle of the bricks, and he climbs.
And that's the same thing that Italian guy wanted to do in the television show. I'm shooting the arrows and he's climbing up the arrows in a given time and so on in 60 seconds. Interesting.
It worked. Did it work?
We couldn't do it because of the coronavirus. It was canceled. The television show was canceled, or not canceled, but you know,
postponed.
Yeah,
that's the modern word.
He's a crazy guy. He worked out, you know, how is it called? With one hand,
pull-ups.
Yeah, pin-ups. Pin-ups? No, pull-ups.
You think about the girls again.
Pull-ups with one hand. He's a record holder and so on. So he's a very strong guy.
Yeah. Yeah, what can you do?
Yep.
This COVID cost us a lot.
Yeah.
It's about 3,000 euros. They would have paid me 3,000 euros to do this.
For me, it was more. I was fully booked at 2 times in the Netherlands, 3 times in Germany, 1 time in Austria. All for 2020 was everything booked already, fully booked, and then nothing.
Just sitting at home, no clients, no tourists.
No cat.
Yeah, what can you do?
Just making reviews.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Life goes
Just
on.
reviews. What else you can do?
Life goes on. Having a good coffee, a good tea, shooting some arrows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take some
It's
photos
nice.
sometimes, yeah, because.
Okay, guys, it's late.
Oh my, I need to go to bed, huh? Yeah,
Yes.
you know, I need to be in bed before 11.
He's not the youngest.
Yeah, it was nice to talk to you. Now we talk only anyway, so it's fine.
Very fine. Love it.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for your time, Charlie.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
Charlie.
invitation.
It was great.
You know, there's an all Arabic quote that says like something that happens once doesn't need to happen twice, but if something happened twice, it will be happening 3 times. So I'm just waiting for invitation for my 3rd appearance in your show.
We will send it. We will invite you.
Yes.
We will.
We will.
Nice talking to you.
Especially it's interesting to see you progressing with what you're doing. I mean, it's interesting even to see you what you will be capable of in 5 years after continuously training what you do, and you always push yourself to your limits and then a little further. So this is how you grow, how you learn, you know, while jumping and whatever, doing crazy things. So I think it will be interesting.
You will be the real life Bowman if you finish with this program.
Yes, that's the and I'm preparing short movie when I want to display my running archery skills in real combat.
Nice.
So I have a great place. It's Old Monastery that I will have for 1 day from a city I live near, and just need some time to practice all the stunts that I prepare for myself. It's not that hard, but still need to practice and need to find somebody who will hold the camera and who will know what to do with this full frame deadly beast, because I bought it a week ago. You know, Armin maybe will be knowing what is it. It is Lumix S5.
S5, okay.
Nice.
For 60p, amazing.
Yeah, but they have good autofocus, so you simply, it should work.
No,
and you don't need to shoot with a lens wide open, you know, you don't need this shallow depth of field always.
And I don't know, are you losing 2 cameras when you're making a shot like that you are planning to do, like that once?
I hope not. But this camera has terrible autofocus, but everything else is amazing. So
no, for another position, for a different camera angle, that would be nice. So you just have to do the shot 1 time and you have 2 camera angles.
I need to do the shot like 4 times to record it from 4 different angles and to be ready to slow motion and ready for everything. So yes, it will be a nice day, lots of shooting and doing all the stuff all around, all together.
Nice.
And it should be like 5 to 10 minutes short movie, action movie, the story, not just shooting in a monastery, but action movie, you know, with everything you need to have in the action movie. So I'm looking forward to make that. And also, I know it's big responsibility not to screw it up, because I want to make it good and don't want to lose people like, it's another shit. I want to make it like so good. People will be like, I need more episodes. Who is this guy? I need to know him. I need to follow him, or you know that.
Yeah, you need to put it on Amazon Prime directly then, right?
Yes. Yeah. Peter will be producer and Armin will be the director, okay? So
and you know what? You're on the right path, because in my opinion, the secret to doing stuff like this is you have to take it completely serious. It's hard work. It's completely serious. If you do it like that, then you're don't boring or ridiculous or something like that.
He will make it good, and he's a filmmaker, so he knows how to cut everything.
I'm sure.
Put proper music underneath. Will be a good movie. I'm sure about that.
Good editing.
Yeah, it'll take lots of time to make it, because short movie is completely different from making nice YouTube video. You know, this is
it's completely different.
It needs to be good, and props and fake guns and actors, and you know, making the scenes and do all the dialogues and everything. So it will not be easy. I know it. But if if it works like I imagine it, it will be the best archery movie ever because it will be
Wow.
all arrows will be real, no CGI. Like, oh, I'm shooting. Oh no, every arrow will be real
Nice.
and everything. What I do will be completely 100% real, no digital effects. So
Very good.
it'll be fine. It will be promotion for archery. Like we want to attract more people and to do action stuff with bow. So I hope because honestly, I'm getting bored of making videos like I made until now for these some months because it's all around the same. Not the same, but that's not it. This is not running archery in many cases. It's just a part of it, just a separate. And I understand that these videos I already made are only for people that are, how to say, uh, who loves archery, who love archery. Just I'm archer, I want to see it from a different angle. So how many subscribers I can get like this?
Yeah.
3, 10,000 and what? So
it's
maybe 50,000 like Armin. But if I want to make like 100,000, 500,000 million, like if I want to be the greatest archer YouTuber ever, I need to do things completely different. I need to
and Charlie, it's the same thing. You are putting archery into entertainment. You do this. Your target group is not only archers and crazy people, but non-archers who enjoy watching archery.
Good movie. Yes, and that's it. There are many more people who wants to see this than just another tutorial. He tries thumb ring. He has a new bow to review.
Yeah.
Nice. I like to do it. It's fun, but I need to move myself. So I'll probably will upload less videos, but in much higher quality. Like more about the show, more about motivation, more about the cinematography like it is. So I want
Makes
to
sense.
represent.
Considering your background, it makes sense, of course.
Yeah. So maybe a few more steps up on my channel if you ask where I am going to progress. So I want to progress into Hollywood or Netflix or something one day. Like,
good plan.
Charlie,
Good plan.
we need you. We need you. We need you because you do something really nice, and this is something we need to have, and people will love it because you have big channel, and we know that people love it. So let's put it in a bigger frame, bigger picture, and this is something I'm waiting for. So yeah. I want to work on that.
Yeah, very good.
Good plan. Good plan.
Yeah, we're gonna short movie too, but a complete one-man show. So that's why I did last time tests already when I film myself twice, and then you cut it that both appear. So it will be a one-man film, only 2-3 minutes or something, and not more. But everything done by myself. I wrote the script. I will do the camera. I will do the camera moves with my whatever track and my viral light cam and whatever, and only filmed on the iPhone and nothing else. And edited everything done by myself, and I'm the only actor and everything. yeah. Be fun.
Yeah. Yes, I understand.
Sorry, but it's a lot of work. Holy crap!
The only secret is you have to surprise your viewers, and you have to entertain them.
They will be entertained.
That's everything you need to know.
Yeah, I have planned my final move, like the final boss, how to deal with him, and I planned something that never been seen before in archery ever. So this will be something completely new, and I'm practicing it quite often. I know the routine. I know I can do it, but much harder will be to take a camera and record it in the best possible way, so the viewer will have the best possible experience and the feeling and the action stuff from it. So I'm really looking forward to make it and find out that okay, this doesn't work. What to do now? So yeah, it will be funny. But yes, you can expect probably at the end of this year, this short movie will be there, and many more short movies that will be not that complicated, but I want to make them. So I want to much more involve best cinematography possible and less videos. So let's get a quality, not quantity.
Makes sense.
And
good luck with it.
Yeah, thanks.
Interesting is that you always have to imagine, if you imagine a 360-degree, like that pictures of the virus they have with the 1,000 spikes and so on. So for showing people a scenery, you have an unlimited amount of camera positions in 3D from every direction you can imagine, with every possible light situation, with every possible background. So it's like choosing from, you know, an unlimited amount of possibilities to draw out the best picture you like to sell your.
Makes it
and sometimes to choose the right.
But
right
it's
one
like that.
is
It's like that.
Yeah.
You have too many options, and which one is the best?
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, you have a storyboard, you know the mood you want to be in, and you simply create it. So it's not a big thing, I guess. It's about creating and not simply taking what is there.
It's a big thing.
And-
you know,
and-
I feel the huge responsibility, so I take it as a big thing. I don't want to be lightheaded, like, oh, okay, I'm a filmmaker, I know what to do. It's okay, it's fine. I want to really be under the positive stress to bring the best possible in one recording day and many editing days to, you know, come up with something like, and, you know, will this the thing that make me famous and will attract people, or it was just my imagination and I only made a beautiful short movie for 100 for 1,000 people?
Doesn't matter.
Or is it something that will be big once?
Doesn't matter. You make it first of all for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I just like the exposure, you know. I like to be seen. It motivates me a lot. So as a typical extrovert, like Peter said, I'm a much better archer when people watch. So I want to give it another level. And if I have the background, if I have the abilities and all the stuff, so I'm the one who can. I'm definitely the one who can do it.
Of course
you are.
So it's,
of course you are.
We're looking forward. Christmas time. Yeah, nice movie. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, definitely. It's my internal deadline. I want to record it in September, and then I will edit it until I'm happy. So maybe something like 11th month in a year will be there.
I see.
And the autumn, and at least at the Christmas.
Makes sense.
Great. Yep. So yeah, that's everything for me.
Great.
Good night, folks. Nice to talk to you. Good night.
And thank you very much, the viewers, that they stood for 2 hours and whatever, 30 minutes again.
Yeah.
Listening to our interesting stuff we have to say. And if you didn't do, simply like and subscribe every of our 3 channels and give some comments. And especially, why is there this pom-pom on the poker knife sheet? And whatever you want to comment, simply comment, and we will try to answer. Exactly, this thing is the question of the day. And you will be named in the next video if somebody knows the... Have a nice evening, guys. I thank you very much all for participating and for watching and whatever. Okay?
Good night.
See you guys. Good night.
Thanks a lot.
See you next time, Charlie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Charlie.